Hello friends, welcome to the stream. Oh, I am seeing there's not a lot of visuals at the moment. Hi Sunny. Thanks for the follow. Also nice to know that that little follow alert works. I've yet to have somebody follow me on stream, so thanks for testing. Give me just a minute while I try and fix. Yes, it does, actually, but only for you. Oop. Is that what I want to do? You know what, it's fine. I need to reset this. There we go. I was going to start by playing this. Okay. There we go. Okay, right. All set up now. That was a bit of a faff, but we're there. I will fix the leaderboard for you, Sunny. This one is one of my mum's several accounts because I haven't implemented cross-device accounts yet. That's coming soon. But she is always the one I have to compete against. She's exceptionally good at this, so good luck. I've had one person be the person that tries to be like the other person on the leaderboard, basically, aside from me. And this friend was like, it's really unfair that I have to compete against your mother because I feel really, really bad at this game and she's had literally 4 decades of practice. Which is when I decided I should probably prioritize the progress bar. I've been trying to do that for a while, but it turns out that predicting the best score is extraordinarily difficult. It is not correlated with anything that you'd think it would be correlated with. Like, it's not correlated with like number of vowels or number of words in the word list that you can make. I mean, it's a bit correlated with that, but not very. It's very not correlated with vowel count. Yeah, my granddad was like that with Scrabble. Except that my grandma did play with him. She just lost a lot. Got K's in here today, I don't like that. And no N's or anything, so nothing really that works. I guess there's a C. I don't like that. Exactly. And I calculated that if I was... it would take like something like 60 million times the length of the universe to calculate every single possible board state. Assuming that you had 25 different letters, which is not normally the case, but still. And that was before I optimized the algorithm for checking a board state. But again, still, it's a lot. I'm not even seeing any useful words here. Not terrible. Maybe actually this. Because at least that uses okay. Yeah, unfortunately, it's literally every possible direction. So it's not really super doable in terms of broad check. I mean, as it is, I take like all of the 5 length ones and like options, which is all columns, all rows, and both diagonals, and then I check those, and then I check the possible 4s within those. So for this top line, it would be this 4 and then this 4, and then I check the possible 3s within those, and I think I first check the first 3. I think maybe I'm lying. There is a way that I sort of narrow it down. How do you mean with a breakpoint? I mean, I play Balatro a lot, but I'm not fully clear on what you mean. Oh, I see what you mean. So I generate the set of letters that a board is going to be based on by selecting, like, I think it's between 3 and 5 random words from the word list, and then I fill out the rest randomly generated, except for at the end I make sure that if there is a Q, then I add a U, and if there are less than, and then after that, if there are less than 4 vowels, I add some, or something like that. But I've got the guide score for passing the daily puzzle, I've got the leaderboard. What I've actually ended up doing is, so I've been making this for a couple of months, and it's been broadly functional since, I don't know, for probably a month and a half, and my mum's been playing every day and sending me her high score, even though I have a leaderboard now, but she's been sending me her high score, and I've built like basically a statistical model. To be honest, I don't really understand completely how it works. It's based on taking an average of a lot of different scores, and it's kind of complicated. I found a bunch of different ways that were sometimes accurate, sometimes not, but they were all sometimes accurate and sometimes not in different ways. And then I take the range of those predictions, and then I sort of take an average of them, and then I minus the variance in that, or like I take away about 40% of the range, so it ends up about 20% above the bottom end of the predictions as the top score to aim for, and then I just sort of divide a bunch, and it's a bit more complicated than that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of an interesting puzzle. It sort of broke my brain a lot of times, and this is probably almost definitely over-engineered. But I think it's going okay so far, although we haven't had any of the really weird ones. Like, there was one where the predicted score was... In fact, maybe it's today. Maybe it's today that it was the weird one, where the predicted score was like... The first time I ran it, it was something like 28, and then the variance in the model predictions was like 13, which is kind of mad. I don't remember how I accounted for that, but I think I did, because it's not, these goals don't seem too horrendous now, at least. I am stuck on this. That's not a word, but I'm going to put it in anyway. Because is this a word? No. There we go, that's the one I was looking for. I ended up sort of summoning from the depths of my brain my university stats knowledge. Show you if you like, actually. I used I've already shown this on stream once before, but it was only my sister who did not understand anything I was talking about. So, this is a bunch of things that I do to analyze various things about the letter set. And here are all of this is like my training data, basically. And then I did a bunch of correlations to be like, do any of these things correlate to each other? And then this is how do these traits correlate to the score, with 1 being it's perfect positive correlation and -1 being perfect negative correlation, and 0 being like these correlate not literally at all. One second, I need to just check something. Someone's making a weird noise behind me. I will be right back. Hello, I'm back. It was the fan that's in the other room. It was blowing a weird piece of paper and making a weird noise. I've turned it off now because nobody's in there. So yes, these sets might look pretty similar, but it's like the difference between how many words that you can make out of this can score 8 versus how many words out of this can score more than 8, whatever. And some of these are less correlated than I would expect. Like, I don't understand why word score proportion of 14 is so different compared to 13 and 15. But there we are. This didn't correlate anywhere near as much as I thought it would, which is the number of different letters. Well, I guess it sort of makes sense. You've got the same letters, you can... Like, there's usually like multiple S's or whatever, which is helpful. So I suppose it's not that weird. Yeah, this is the maximum possible score for a word in the current letter set. Theoretically, it's 20, but in actuality, it's 17. It's something like there's 3 or 4 words that have a 17 score. It's something like stops, because you've got spots and stops and stop and spot and pot, etc. And opt and opts, all that. And then I did a bunch of different models, and then I used these models with Python's linear regression thing to sort of make a prediction. This one's just drawing the best fit line and then selecting the best fit line. But obviously there's quite a lot of variance there. This one is the same, except it uses a polynomial prediction, but clearly the straight line is basically almost as good. This one is based on something else. It's based on a bunch of different features in a polynomial prediction. So it doesn't just select the most... I think I just selected this one to begin with because it was the highest number for those first 2, and then I selected a bunch of different ones and made... This is the point where I'm like, I don't understand how this works anymore, really, behind the scenes. And then I selected some different ones, like a smaller set, and then I selected some different ones but with like linear regression. I don't know what's going on there. There was one model that was really, really bad that I deleted because it was genuinely awful. I don't remember what this one is. Maybe it's just a different set. I don't know. I don't remember. And then there's 2 more models. This one is just take the average of all of the models above. Yeah, the hair changing colour. So that's actually what I'm working on stream at the moment. Is the software that makes the owl move and talk. Hi, Sophia, by the way. I do miss seeing Sophia on various video calls. It was usually a highlight of my day. Although my sister's pregnant now, so there's going to be more babies in my life soon. And my other sister is trying for a baby. All feels very weird. And grown up. And not okay for my little sisters to be doing. This one is like a weighted average. So it like takes the closest to the mean and then weights them based on closeness. Yes, it's very weird. She only got married early, like a couple of months ago. I don't really want to think about it because it's my little sister. And then here is a bunch of different measures based on how good each of the models are. And then here's like the points and predictions for each of the training data days that I have. You see how this one, which is today's, is wildly confusing. So I'm glad that this prediction doesn't seem too awful. And then I basically split it out into a file and dump it into the game. Yeah. Anyway, I will stop showing that and actually play the game. Yeah, I'm working on the OWL software because it's PNGTuber Plus. Because I mean, my laptop has never been particularly good at doing anything graphics. It still is not. It's currently running at 80 degrees, even though all of the streaming nonsense and the OWL is actually running on a different computer right now. But I was like, this is ridiculous, and also I couldn't figure out how to make the OWL hair change in itself. So the source is open source, so I just forked it, and then a million errors happened, and also I found out that like a million errors happened because somehow the person who'd made this had managed to embed the default font for Godot into the game like 8 different times, something like that. So I fixed that, and then the more I looked at the code, the more I was like, what the hell is this? This makes no sense whatsoever. So now I'm fixing it, and I've been basically working in Godot full time for, a year and a bit now. Basically, yes, time to do it better. Like, they've got a really weird thing where they've put all of the UI into, like, not UI. They're positioning it manually with, like in the 2D scene. And I don't understand why. It's kind of fascinating, but also extremely annoying. I wanted to do this so I could have pig and then, I don't know. Mig is not a word. Not dynamic, but okay, that's not bad. Yeah, so I've been doing that on stream lately, which is nice. And sort of interesting. I did have plans to do other game dev on stream, but that has not. I tried, but it didn't really work out in the way that I was hoping it would. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh god, I had pluck there, didn't I? Well done. Okay. Is ick a word? No. Maybe I got luck there. Maybe just lick. Annoying. These aren't really doing anything. So yeah, I start my streams usually by just trying to beat my mum's score. Sometimes I'm successful and sometimes I am not. I feel like today might be a not. Oops. Okay, progress. 26, okay, I only need one more to beat that at least. Oh look, my mum has decided to play on her other device. And improve her score even more. I really do feel like today is not going to be a day where I beat my mother. But it is literally beating my mother at her own game, so I suppose I can't really complain too much. Maybe Plume instead. Okay, well at least I've completed this. This makes me feel better. 10 points behind Mum, but could be worse. I'm glad I have a thing on where you can't clip what I say until you've been following me for a week. I'm sure you could come up with ways to do it if you wanted to, but please don't. Is that better? No, that's worse. Okay. Thanks. Okay, I think this is filling this bar is good enough for me at the moment. I'm a little bit disappointed that I'm so far off of Mum's score. I have to put in the cross-device account soon, because sometimes she'll play on 3 different devices and they'll just be like, I don't even make it into the medals, and then I'm just sad and failing. Okay. So, I need to remember where I got to. Oh, yes. So between streams, I actually don't want to show that on screen. Let me open it up here instead. Between streams, I did a little bit of a test. So I hadn't actually run the current version that I have locally on my machine of PNGTuber Plus 2 is what I'm calling it. So I decided I would build it, which took about 30 seconds, and play it, and this is the comparison between the old version and the new version, so I was pretty pleased with that, I think. Definitely seems to be improving. I have lost my tab where I have Twitch open so I can see what's happening. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so this is a pretty big improvement. And a lot of things is because, like, it's about, like, they've ended up positioning, I don't know, like basically all of the UI via just doing it manually. It's so this let me show you what I mean. So there's 3 types of object in Godot. Have you used Godot engine before? And there's 2 people watching, so just for anybody's sake who might be watching, there's 3 different types of, these are called nodes in Godot. There is controls, which are in green, there is node 2Ds, which are in blue, and there is node 3Ds, which are in red. Node 3Ds are kind of what it sounds like. They are 3D nodes in the 3D world. Node 2Ds are very similar, except for a 2D world, and then controls are just like UI. And controls and 2D nodes have a lot of overlap, but they are absolutely not the same. And that, I think, is something that was not really understood by the original devs of this, which I don't want to, you know, be too mean, because they're making this for free. But it's less confusing than it sounds, insofar as, you know, you've got the UI, which is in the viewport, and it is the overlay over everything else. And then you've got, like, it's like in, I don't know, Stardew Valley or something. You've got the 2D world where you can walk around your farm and everything. That's the 2D place with node 2Ds. And then you've got the overlay with, like, say, your inventory and the time and whatever. That's what Godot would put under controls. So I was looking at, one of the things I've been doing to improve this is moving all of this UI stuff to be actually controls instead of 2D. One very useful and highly adaptable thing about Godot is that you can sort of nest different types of nodes within each other. You can see we've got, like, we've got node 2Ds here and controls here, and they're all sort of intermingled. They're a lot less intermingled than they were, but they can just be mixed in together. And we've got 3D nodes over here, actually, which are children of controls. There's also 2D nodes in here as well. And that's useful, except for the fact that when things are anchored to 2D nodes rather than having a control node that fills the whole screen as the baseline for your UI, what was happening was every single frame, they were repositioning almost all of the UI. So I have been converting everything over to be just in the UI space, which has made everything a lot easier to work with. And I've also been correcting a bit of a relic of Godot's history. So, have I got one that I haven't touched yet? Let me see. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. Oh yeah, here. So this used to be the standard. Yeah, it wasn't. It was in 2D world space basically. So they were just repositioning everything relative to the camera, every single frame, and not efficiently, to be clear. This is a thing. This is a sort of relic of Godot's ancient past. Not that ancient, but GD script is a bit weird in that there's a lot of things done with just straight up strings or hard coding stuff in, and this is an example of it. So this, it says that when this node that this script is attached to is ready, go assign to the sprite variable this. So this is the relative path to the current node. Sunny, I'm sure you can imagine why this is bad, but for other people, in case you're interested, this isn't great because it means that if you change, move, rename anything, this is no longer valid. And it might be the case that Godot updates these node paths if you move stuff now, but I'm not 100% sure. Whereas they also now have a much more Unity-like export tag, which is way better and much easier to adapt and change. And you do have to specify the type, which is something that you don't have to do with onReady, I will say. And, you know, with not strongly typed languages, it can be useful not to have something that's a type, but like this, we don't know what kind of thing it is. I mean, it's probably a sprite 2D, but we don't know for sure. But the other thing about that is that I now, when I'm coding, I can't use the autocomplete for any of these, because, I mean, I could if I was coding it in Godot's sprite editor, but Godot's sprite editor is tiny and it doesn't have all of the autocomplete things that I want to do. I use it for breakpointing, basically, because it's a little bit better, but that's basically it. Yes, exactly. It is the equivalent to serialize. And this is, like, can be good, like it preloads a scene here, but I don't love it. I think there's better ways to do it, basically. I also don't fully understand outline scene, because there's an outline in the... Isn't this outline? No, this is chain. I don't know what chain is. I spent most of the last stream wildly confused as to why they were doing something the way they were doing it, so hopefully we do not experience that again. A couple of streams before that, I just found a lot of, let's say, unprofessional language in some of the code. I'm not really looking forward to this, but I think I was still in the middle of sorting out edit controls. There's also a lot of weird, just structural choices. I haven't managed to fix like a ton of things. It is a bit Jacob-style, but it's also really not. Because Jacob would, I think, have a heart attack if he saw, where is it, this global class? Which seems to do kind of everything and kind of nothing at the same time, and is referenced literally everywhere. It's just one giant singleton. But so is main. Main is shorter now than it has ever been. But it's still, you know, hundreds of lines long, and it does a bunch of stuff. My least favourite thing is repeated code that I found in here. Let me see if I can find the thing that me really, I think I sort of just like head desked at it. Oh yeah. So this is one of the things that I found. It didn't even do anything. I saw a listing for that, for a job opening on that team. Hello, can this close please? I don't want to look at that anymore. Oh yes. Was it settings menu.gd? I think it was. Yes, so, whoops, my other second screen is above this one, so it's having a bit of time. It was this. And the 10 different buttons were individually attached to each of these. They no longer are, thank God. But my word. Finding this made me sad. And then there's also delete buttons for each of these as well. So it's simultaneously things like this, and then things like putting everything into one giant folder, one giant file, or I guess 2 giant files. It's a lot of like magic numbers. Where? Maybe it's in here. There's one place that I found that I haven't fixed yet, but it was the main reason why I was like, no, I'm actually going to fix this. This is not a very useful search. Thank you for that. Let's shadow. Oh, it's so good. I'm not going to be able to find it now, I bet. Oh no, I remember where it was. Sprite list object or sprite object? Maybe sprite list object. Or maybe it's sprite view. That sounds probably more unlikely. Yeah, I definitely haven't gotten to this one yet. Goodness me. This is gonna be a fun one to sort out. Okay. Where is the thing that decides? There's a sprite object. I put an underscore in it. Here it is. Hello. When you come back, I'll show you this crime against code. Let me know when you're back. In the meantime, I've got a bunch of things here that I need to sort out. I think maybe we tackle sprite list first. Okay. Well, change this type to make it UI because it is. I am just not seeing this one. I'm not seeing this. Oh, because it is a scene. Go here. Change type to control. There we go. And the container is this. Yes. Okay. This doesn't make a whole ton of sense. So I'm just going to turn this, I'm going to say correct, and then change it back again. Let's keep it full right. This up and out. Or not. Okay, 1 second. How big is this? Unhelpful. Okay, well it's 32 by 32, but is it actually 32 by 32? I guess it is. Let's change this size to be 32 by 32. And we're going to call it the top right. Oh, I see. I'm going to change this type actually to be a panel container. As you can see, we have already set up everything to be at the default size with the panel container. Whoops. Already set up the default background because I assume, yeah. So that's the same background actually. I'm going to delete that because we already have this. Where else is panel container being used? The dock, whatever dock means. Settings menu and sprite list. Okay. Sprite list is where I am, so let's just settings menu to double check something. I want to add some padding around here, but I don't want to screw things up for myself too much. Menu scroll container. Okay, so scroll container is within this. It does have a bit of room. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, whoops. Wrong thing to close. Okay, so scroll container should be. Yeah, okay, that's nicely set within. It's collision shape. What is it for? Is it connected to anything? Because I don't think it is. Yeah, no. This is just. I'm not doing much at all, actually. Oh, unless. Hold on. Oi, oi, oi. No, come on. So it's not just up here, they've also got specific relative node paths in the code, and they've also got this. Hold on. What? Give me a second. Okay. Right. I understand. So this is actually like a toggle button that closes and opens the. Well, this is a toggle button that closes and opens the whole menu. So actually, this is not really a container. Exactly. It's more like a it's not a panel container. It's more like a foldable container. But whoops. With so the the title panel is like is doing atlas texture. I'm just going to put the eye in here. Hold on. Why are these separate to the... Okay, you know what? It's fine. I don't want this to be stretched. Can I make it not be stretched? Hmm. You know, I'm not sure, actually. Ooh, that's fun. Anyway. Okay, so there's not really a nice way of putting just the eye over here. Maybe it's the arrow that I need to change. Turn that back and change. Is the arrow available? Interestingly, it doesn't seem so. Let's have a look at the base theme and see what we've got available to us. Where did I put it? I put it over here. Little container. There we are. So what can we change in this to try and sort of make this just look a bit nicer? Is there really not? The photo container must inherit from something. You know what? This is a job for a Godot docs. I just inherit container then. There we go, folded arrow. Okay, Steam properties. Yeah, okay. I'm not going mad. Not completely, at least. And here then. Aha! This is what it is. So I actually just want a regular texture. Let's just do this and put minus as expanded. Then folded is yeah, there we are. Okay. So let me see. The title glass platform is actually we want it to be completely empty. I just shrink all these down. So I'm actually not going to do it right with these specific things. I'm not going to override anything here. I'm going to do it all in the scene. Folded now, look like that. Great. Can I delete that now? And this for good measure. Okay, so folded. Okay, cool. And I'm also going to delete these two random collision nodes, because I don't know what the collision is for. Okay, folded, unfolded. Great. Except for unfolded, I do not want it to look like that. Look like this. Yes, fabulous. Okay. I'm not sure if I want it to be there though. Oh, very low flying plane going overhead. Don't know if you can hear that. Let me see. Let's see if I can make a copy of this and expand it the way that I would expect. Oh no, that's annoying. Okay. I mean, I can expand it, but it hides the eye. Okay, so never mind. I might just do that though. Really? Do I want to do that? Okay, so I do like the spacing. I think I will keep the spacing. Maybe I grab this background color and this border color. How wide is it? It's probably like 1 pixel. Yeah, except I might do the one. I lied, it's 2 pixels. Nice. Okay, I don't hide that. Let's just quickly have a look at it. Boop. Boop. Okay. Not bad. Except I want it to be aligned right. Now I make it be aligned right. How do I do that? Okay, how do I put the icon on the other side though? Back to Google Docs. Nah, that's too much faff. I cannot be bothered. When this is folded, it is still the same size. Okay. I want this to be little though. I want you to be very small. You know what, I'm going to save this title theme so I can reuse it. Foldable contain title panel. I'm going to go in here. I feel like the collapse one should be similar, so I'm actually going to duplicate this. There we go, except I'm going to change this to not be like that. I'm going to make it have an invisible background. Sure. Still got the spacing around the outside. Okay, so now we have themed this nice foldable panel. We have it looking like this. And that might not look like much right now, but that's okay. We've got time. Should have it expanded for the next bit of testing though, because the next thing we're going to do is a really cool little thing where I meant to press save, where I can instantiate the scene that is going to be in this container. So what's the path to it? Sprite list object. That's you might see sprite list object. That's pretty straightforward. Sprite list object. Add a new one here, and And what does this look like, please? That's not enormously helpful. This is not expanding. I see. Okay, give me just 1 second to figure this out. I'm going to change this. So this is not pushing this open, which is correct because this scrolls behind it. But I want it to push it open a little bit. Up to a point. Let me see. I'm not sure if this needs to be, the container needs to be here. Doesn't look like it. Either horizontal is being forced to open. Oh, it's supposed to scroll down. Okay. Let's actually undo the adding of the margin container. Let's see if I put it up here. Okay, margin container expands with its children usually. Okay, so that's not working. That's interesting. Well, for simplicity, I'm just going to make this taller. Can I do that? I cannot. Let's make this taller instead. It's probably this one that I need to do. It's the minimum size of 300. That is not opening this at all. That's interesting. Too many backspaces. Well, I guess I'm going to just put that in here then. There we go. Okay. It's also because there's no like outer container for it to expand it into properly. That might be why it's not working. Oh, not the horizontal one. Okay, so this is the sort of list item that we might have a bunch of. And what I'm just going to do is hit load as placeholder, which means that we can still work with it in here, but it won't actually be loaded until we need it, and it lets us do all sorts of very useful things. So if I go back to sprite list here, and I'm just going to do export file, sprite list content placeholder. Now I'm going to just call that load because for some reason it doesn't work enormously nicely with, do that a second, with a whole bunch of things. I'm just going to comment this bit out. Whoops. Save it. Take a don't think about it for a minute. Assign this here. Then I'm going to uncomment this thing now. It's slightly more chaotic now than I did it before. And instead of node here, we're going to call it instance placeholder. And then down here, we're going to call create instance. Now this is a delightfully useful little thing. When you've got something loaded as placeholder, you can call create instance and it just makes the exact same thing, but next to it. So it's perfect for things like this. So just take this and just make a new one next to it. It'll keep this one here for future cloning purposes. But yes, it's great. I love this very much. It's very useful. Okay, well that seems like it probably will work. Okay. Except I think I can delete all of this. Eyes.frame. So this is just like the node 2D that was displaying the eye sprite. The frame of animation is equal to the integer version of the opposite of this. What? Oh, it's just switching between frame 0 and 1. Okay, well we have that taken care of already in the UI, so I'm going to get rid of that. Yay! Nice and easy. Okay. So I'm just going to grab, just search sprite list again. Yeah, so this is not a node anymore. This is a control. And where else was it? That's just a bar. Alright then. So I'm going to edit controls. I can assign these sprite list. It's still assigned, which is nice. And let's just press play and see where I have broken things. There. Ah, because we are hitting clear container. I understand. Right. Back to sprite list. Should probably call this already. Never mind. So I'm going to declare a new variable here to keep all of the sprite list objects. Now I'm just going to call it array node because we have not made sprite list object strongly typed. Hello, Abby. We've been working today. I also really enjoy the idea of you just sort of like. I really enjoy the idea of this sort of. Is it? I shall fix. Thank you for telling me. How's that? Is that better? Testing, testing, 1, 2 to see if the music is louder than me or not. Oh, well I have reduced the sound. Let me reduce it a little bit more. How's this? Oh, too quiet. Okay, hold on. I need to turn on the thing that means I can hear myself. Okay. Let me test as I turn up the music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that is too loud, alright. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A little bit louder than that. Testing, testing, testing. I'm sure this is going to be absolutely thrilling to watch back on the VOD. Action higher. How's that? There we go. What is your review of the audio balancing now? You broke the stream? What do you mean you broke the stream? Yeah, I'm listening to my own stream and it sounds okay, except for the fact that I'm having to listen to my own self, which is not fun. Have I broken something else? What's going on? What do you mean you broke the stream? Oh no. I was going to check something over here and I've forgotten what it was. Annoying. What did I do with my phone? There it is. Okay. Forgive the intermission. Well, hey, look at that. Sky Lily Games is on a 7-stream streak. That's exciting. You feel very popular, even though you are my relative, and therefore slightly obligated to join me. Right. You are my #1 fan, it is true. How is the audio balancing now? Great. Glad to hear it. Okay. Back to what I was doing. So I was trying to figure out why when I ran the game it immediately broke, and it is because... Hello, Sunny. My sister is also in the chat. Abby, Sunny, Sunny, Abby. There you go. Now you're introduced to each other. I used to work with Sunny. Oh yes, Sunny, I was going to show you this before you said BRB. Where is it? It is... Oh, I've lost it. Ah, 1 second, but I know where it was. It was here. In this horrible class. So this is the code for deciding whether a specific object... Abby is also illustrator of OWL, as a fun fact. This is the code that decides whether any individual sprite should be active at any point, so whether talking, blinking, whatever. And it is this. And this made me so upset that this was actually the thing that tipped me over the edge to committing to fixing this, because... What? So to be clear, show on talk, show on blink, speaking, and blink are all Boolean values. So it takes the integer version, the integer value of whether you're blinking or not, times it by 20, and then it takes the integer value of whether you're speaking Boolean, times it by 10, and then it takes whether you're talking, and whether this sprite is set to show on talk, and whether this sprite is set to show on blink, and times it by 3, and adds that all up together, and then it has this list of magical numbers called a yes. And if this value, which is cast to an int for some incomprehensible reason, is in this list of magical numbers called yes, then it sets the alpha value of the maximum of faded, which is 0.2 times whether you're in edit mode, and the integer value of the Boolean yes. Yeah, so this is what I'm dealing with, Sunny. I think towards the start of last stream, Abby, you can tell me whether it was last stream or not. I think it was. I showed Sunny briefly, I think, one of them. I think at the beginning of last stream, I sat here and was just like, there's part of me that's really tempted to just sort of start again with a lot of these bits. But there's enough good here to work with for now. But yeah, this list of magical numbers is someone else. I kind of want to keep it just because it's beautiful, but I also know that that's a terrible idea. This also is not even in order. 0, 10, 20, 30, 1, 21, 12, 32, 3, 13, 4, 15, 26, 36, 27, and 38. Well, the thing about the swearing in this is that it didn't make any sense. It wasn't like swearing about something. It was just... they had just called some variables some swears for no reason. And there were I don't know. Yeah, this is true. It's just been me getting really confused and being like, why are they doing this? The thing that really has gotten me, one of the many things that's really gotten me about this has been just me finding, I don't know, 3 or 4 at this point, there's probably more hidden somewhere, just comments that just say important above something. I mean, that's fair. Yeah. But, I mean, as I sort of said, showed earlier, Abby, you weren't here for this. So I played, between streams, played the old version of PNGTuber Plus that the owl on screen is currently using, and I also played the current version, like the one that I'm rebuilding, and this was the comparison for you. Let me just pull it down on the screen. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not using AI because I know that if I do, I will get stuck using it, and I think I will then never use editing ever again. This is my CPU usage in comparison to the pre-existing version and the current version. This is why I like to do things properly. Exactly, yes. I know that if I have a chance to stop, yeah, for displaying an owl that just blinks and opens its mouth. And I am not even close to done with removing all of these million things happening in process every frame. So, you know, improvements being made. I think I might soon post about this in like the PNGTuber subreddit or something to be like, hey, come and support me because also I need money if I want to carry on with this. Whoa, I did not mean to quit Firefox completely. Whoops, I meant to just close that tab. I meant to close the window even. My bad. It's okay. Let me just... What? Everything's happening. Move this window up here. And this one. What do I have 3 windows open? Okay. You know what? It's fine. Okay, we're back. I am where I expected to be, I think. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to close this crime against code and go back to what I was doing, which is I was rebuilding this. Pizza arm? What did I miss, Abby? What, pizza arm? Yeah, unfortunately at my current lack of day job, it is my money that is melting away instead, so I'm having less fun with that. But hopefully something that I do soon will start making me money. We'll see. Oh yeah. Vaguely. I do remember this. Well, yeah. So it broke because this clear container thing is here. So yes, to recap, what I was doing is I've made this list. I have put one of the item, this scene that contains the list items into here, and then I have marked it as placeholder, which basically means that when you run the game, this doesn't appear, but you can basically clone it and it'll just create a new version of it down here, and you do that with create instance, which is very useful. And then it just sort of handles all of the creation of it in place, but you can keep the placeholder there for doing stuff with it while you're making the UI, which is pretty cool. Thanks, Abby, that was really lovely of you. There's a second one that you've done recently. You're so nice. Love you. Well, I appreciate it nevertheless. You're very nice and very, very generous. I appreciate it very much. Okay, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. Okay, well now I've made this list, so I should probably sprites with parents. Oh, it's over here. What is sprites with parents? This list useful for? Is it useful for anything? Or you update? Okay, I kind of see. You know what? I will deal with that later. For now, I just want to put the new thing in the list of sprite list objects so that we can keep track of it. List object. And then back here, instead of this, whoops. Sure. And while we're doing I here, let's at least call it S, just a little bit nicer. There we go. Okay. Oh wow! I hope that they pay you for that. I mean, congrats, that's really cool. How many people are in your studio that you're the only one? The only dev? That's mad. Oh good, well, that's a little bit more disappointing, but still. Yay for, kind of, I suppose, having technical control, I suppose. Not really creative control, but you know what I mean. Why does it wait for 0.15 of a second after clearing the container to make new ones? Oh weird, like micro studios. Bizarre. My word, the logic here is this, I don't know what this is for, I'm just gonna move that. This, we have sprites all, and we have all sprites. What is all sprites used for? It's this. I think I can replace it with this. You in GCSE English? What do you mean? Hilarious that you have 5 people and 2 of them are essentially just sort of admin. Well, how on earth do you need both a studio head and a producer when you are 5 people? What do they do all day? That's mad. We see what is happening here is that this list object is getting initialized with the sprite value. The sprite is coming from sprites all, which is going into the scene tree and getting all the nodes that are in the group saved. Well, I don't love that. Okay. It's not horrendous, but I don't love it. But for now, I'm not going to break it. And it sets sprite to this. Can I go to the definition? No! Okay. They're doing all the design and all of the roadmap. What's the producer doing? The producer's job normally is the roadmap and things, no? We're not using all sprites anymore, so we can get rid of all sprites. All sprites and sprites, oh my god. Oh, never mind, I cannot, but I will instead just go and grab this. Okay, that's fair. Fair enough, fair enough. It sounds like they're sort of designers as well on top of that, the rest of it. This is such a mess. Like... Okay, so I'm going to change this. So the thing about one of the things about GDScript is that it is a weakly typed language, but it doesn't have to be, like with Python. So I'm going to add a class name here, which will mean that I can now use this and reference all of its methods and everything in the autocomplete. And also one of the things that I can do is I can make a setup function. Let's do it here. Now I'm just going to do this. Let's got a new sprite so it doesn't clash with the sprite variable there. And let's close everything else, it's getting in the way. Instead of doing all of these things, it's just going to do and then instead of doing this here and setting all those things individually, you can just get it from the sprite in here. I actually don't really understand why we're... Oops. Why we are doing this stuff. Yeah, I also don't like no semicolons. I keep catching myself doing that. The worst thing though is that it's not this dot something, it's self dot something in GDScript, and that really gets me every single time I type this dot, and I do not like self dot. That is very strange with Voodoo. An oddly anarchist sort of. I suppose anarcho-capitalist, I guess, is a thing, but yeah, just oddly chaotic almost, but in it doesn't seem, from what you've told me, it doesn't seem like that that chaotic to actually work in, I guess. Should I make a lurk emoji that's just like the eyes of the owl staring at you from above the just the eyes upwards, a la the Adventure Time horse, except for just like the top half of the face. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'm gonna take a break and do that now because I think that's funny. Oh, while it is loading, let me finish what I was doing here. So now we have this setup thing, which is a bit nicer. What is this sprite with parents thing? Let's make this a square. Sure, if you need massive, it's fine. And I guess black. Okay, whatever. Like a transparent background layer. Want to open... Where is it? This one, I think. That's wild. Goodness me. How does he feel about that? Copy. Is this gonna work? Maybe. Yes. Okay. Let's move this all over here. Then don't need the outline. Don't need those. No eyebrows for you. Don't need the wings. Don't need the keyboard. The eyes. This is so creepy. More flat. Did it not? You made this. It is entirely your fault. And I'm kind of glad to hear that the person who made the studios is not like being weird about this. You know what? That's almost funnier, just as it is like there. Just creeping in at the corner, but it would be so small in emoji form, so alas, I cannot. You know what? I'm actually going to change the canvas size to shrink it down instead. Ooh. I need to make like I need to make a new version of the beak. It's more like centered. Make it more squished. Does that help? Do this and then I'll move it back over. Kind of. Maybe not. Maybe that's horrifying. Well, this is the thing that I'm streaming now. And then I've got Palingrid, which is the closest game that I have to release, and I've got a big project in the background, which is Hex Builder. That's a little bit on hold so that I can actually get something released out the door. Yeah, I don't know. I've always enjoyed teaching people dev stuff though, so I don't know. There's a lot of things. Whoa, these are all terrifying. There's a closed beak. Yep, that's perfect. Yep, that's perfect. 10 out of 10. Excellent. Need to make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think the thing about the tutorial content with Godot is that it goes out of date really, really fast. So it's kind of really difficult to sort of whoops, cancel, that's not what I wanted to do. Cancel. To keep it up to date. So that's sort of why I started doing this, to be honest, is that is like it feels more useful to be able to come and ask somebody, I guess. And with this series in particular, I'm mostly thinking about how like it's. I cropped content now. I'm gonna make it square again. I'm more thinking about like the learning from general principles, if you see what I mean. Like, don't do that horrible list of numbers thing. I don't even know how to describe that, to be honest, but don't is a good general principle to start with. There we go. How's this? Does it need closer cropping, or is this good? Cool, great. I'll leave the pink hair for now, just to keep all of the thumbnails and everything on brand. Oh, my hair is pink right now in the stream. That's exciting. I understood what you meant. I understood what you meant. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Let's call this. Put it up here. I'll look emoji. And where did I put the other emoji that I did? That's a good question. I don't remember. Oh, here it is. And how big is it in the end? It's 746 by 746. That's a bit random number, but I will resize appropriately later on. There we go. Great. Can I upload an emoji while I'm streaming? That's a good question. Let's find out. The Twitch stream menu is really bad. It's really confusing. Oy oy oy. Fewer rewards, there we are. Should I call it lurk or should I call it stare? Lurk, okay. There we go. It's pending approval, so I guess we have to wait, unfortunately. But when it's approved, it will be up there. There you go. Okay, anyway, back to what we were doing. That was a nice little detour. Right, let's see. Sprites with parents. Why this? All of the ones, so it's used for in here. Oh, I don't need to do this because create instance already adds it to the relevant place. Nice. Okay, so for all of the ones that have a parent sprite set, it iterates over all of these things and finds the parent, which I guess gets the index. Hold on. What? Okay, I'm following. I hate it, but I'm following. What does the lurk command do? I have no idea. I never use any commands in Twitch streams. I am a chronic lurker. I never post anything in the chat, even the lurk command. Mostly because I'm normally watching live streams on the TV, which is difficult to type in the chat when you're watching on TV. Okay, so I think that what this is doing is that it's sort of organizing the list of objects based on where the parents are in the list. Children tags. What is children tags? Sprite objects. Oh, it's not just node, it is. We have the type now. Oh, except we don't because Godot hasn't thought about it yet. Thank you. Have you thought about it now? It's not enough, apparently. What is it complaining about? Maybe nothing. Maybe this is old. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Oh. I don't really know what I would put in the lurk command. I literally have not thought about it beyond you sending this message right now. If you have any ideas, please let me know. See, the thing about this is that I'm pretty sure Godot already has a thing that does almost exactly this, but like in a nicer way. Bring this window down that we had foldable container. Oops. Is it not called tree? I think it is. Oh goodness, okay. This is complicated. Oh, that's a nice idea. Hello. Welcome back. That is low-key a little bit terrifying. This thing is just reorganizing it, and then this thing, I assume, indents all of them. But like... I'm just gonna sort of try something out. Give me a second. I'm gonna add a tree here, and then... Can I do like a this? Apparently not. Can I make you be big, please? Where is this? How does this work? I've used this before, but not for ages. One column. No search, please. Okay. Sure. No. Not all that. That's all fine. Don't want to enable that. Not horizontal scroll. There we go. Maybe this is sort of a scroll in and of itself. In which case, I'll just put this back where it was. Hide you. Can I hide you? You're not gonna let me? No, apparently not. Why not? That's really weird. I've never had that before. So if I then let's add a new sprite list object here. Oops. Interesting. I don't understand how to make this in code. Needs to be a tree item. Okay, I see. Yell at me? Yes, it is. You know what? Maybe tree is not the one. Maybe this add-in then is fine as it is. I don't love it, but it's okay. Because that is complicated. I don't really fully get why it is so complicated. Let me just see one more time. If there is anything that's sort of equivalent in the controls. The tree is down here. Item list. That looks like a really old thing. Not this, not this. Maybe in somewhere in container. Does not look like it. Alright. I will leave it as it is. Anyway, so this update indent thing. Do I want to tackle this? I do need to, I think. This is very confusing. It's also like doesn't really allow for nesting in terms of parenting things. Not properly. I feel like this should be creating, like going through all of the sprites we found here and then finding all of the ones that don't have parents first and making list objects for those. So let me just explain what we're looking at, because I realise I have not actually done that. Is it going to cry? Yes. What is this? What is it complaining at here? Sprite preview. It's lost the sprite preview. Has it now? I guess it has. Why? Just looking for sprite previews, the top level object which is right there. What? I guess we're fixing this then. At least for now. Not you, because it actually said sprite to be under sprite preview, which is a bit of a weird one, but here we are. Yeah. Ah, sprite.sprite.texture, I see. If sprite is null, turn else. Setup preview. Let's make that a snake case because it's a convention. And put this into a new function down here. Setup preview. We'll call that here as well. Try this again. Well, that's exciting. Have a good time in Japan and also have fun packing, I guess. Good luck with it. It's always kind of a chaos, but yes, please feel free to lurk. Get my average viewer numbers up so I can actually be monetized, because all these subscribers are nice, but until I reach 25 followers and until I reach, I think it's 4 different streams that have an average of 3 viewers over the course of the thing, I will not be able to get any of it. So, yes, please feel free to lurk. Not to guilt trip you. You can leave if you want. Yeah, this was fun. You should come and hang out more if you like. My stream schedule is updated, and it should hopefully be accurate. You know, unexpected events notwithstanding. So if I go in here, you know, have all of these. Like, obviously, it is looking a little bit broken, but this is the sprite list. I don't really love that, but that's okay. And if I click on like this, it will select the relevant sprite. Yeah, okay. It's still kind of working. Not bad. Yeah, alright. Over here, this should be scrolling this. God, that's annoying. Okay, well, never mind. So... these, I think, should be parented to this, and they are not. Can I do that? I do not think I can. This is something I have actually broken. Okay, well, let's figure this out. Let's fix this. Okay. So I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to go through and go sprites without parents. This list, and then for each of the things, if sprite.parent is null, is not null, carry on, we'll come back to you later. Otherwise, let's set up the parent sprites first. Then so let's say without parents dot append the list object, the new one. So I'm going to actually change that to be called sprite list object. Capitalization was terrible. Let's try that again. Right, this object is not parents, and then we're going to iterate over this. And then for each of these, instead of going to find it, because that doesn't make a lot of sense, it's this children tags thing. I don't even know what sprite is meant to be. Just a second. Is that what sprite object is used for? Oh, I'm in fear. Children tags. Do you have a thing called children tags in here? What is this? It is this thing. What? What is children tags for? Oh. Updating the indent, and that's literally it. What is update indent then? Oh, it just takes this indent back. Oh my god, okay, there's a much faster way of doing this. So we're gonna just delete a bunch of this, I think. Let's just, I'm just gonna, yeah, okay. So for each of the parent sprites that we have found in the, hold on, wait. Parent sprite objects. Processing, give me a second. Do we have access to the children here? So I'm realizing actually now that the sprites that are the direct children of the ones without parents. First of all, the sprites that don't have parents might not be parents themselves. And secondly, they might not be in the group. It's just like node.parent. I guess so. No, parent is at an actual value here. That's just set there. So what's that? Oh, this is sprite object. Okay, so what is parent sprite? Where is that set? Parent ID is null. We get the nodes in the group of parent ID. This is very confusing. Are they saying that there's... Hold on. Okay, one second. Yes, I know that my code is not working right now. What is this? Where's this coming from? Update data. What? Okay, so I can't access this because the objects in this list are node 2Ds. Wow, okay, this is very weird. Oh, this is such a tangled mess. So something else, I guess, is loading the individual sprites into this scene and adding them to this saved group. And then this goes and just gets all the things in the saved group. But we don't know what type they are because any type of node can be in a group. It can be in any group. Is there a way to be like, if sprite is sprite sprite object, and is that a thing? That is a thing, but then sprite object is not a thing. So we'll make it one. Does that work? No. Does that compile? No. Can I do this? Be like, no, I actually want it to be a sprite object. No, I cannot. I want to look at the docs. See, I feel like this should just be working. This is very confusing to me. Oh, I know what it is. I do not know what it is. But you have this, do you not? You do not. Hold on. What? Now I'm confused. Okay, so it's actually looking for the sprite list object. His naming is so confusing. So what do you have? I need to see what this code said before. Give the quietness. I am thinking very hard. You know what? I need to take my ADHD meds. That will help. I will be back in just a couple of minutes. And freshly medicated. And also I have had a snack. So I am good to go. Okay, right. I'll be extra good to go in about 15 or 20 minutes when my meds kick in, and then I'll be so focused. What is GG? What good game did we play? Or was that just a sarcastic GG of remembering, well done remembering my, that I need to be medicated? Oh, okay, good. It was like an actual well done on remembering to medicate yourself. Okay, so I think it needs to be this, judging from the previous version of the thingy. What happens now? Does it still cry? It does not cry. Hooray! success to a degree. Some, or at least it's lack of failure. Okay, so for each of the let's, instead of calling these parent sprite, let's call them top level sprites. Yes, that's a more descriptive name. Then we want to have a look and think. So I want to see what is in this saved group. I think it's something that's probably added at runtime. Whoops, not this. I'm not trying to run a saved command or something like that. Oh, that's a lot of things. Okay, don't like that. Hold on a second. Did I just see that right? Okay. So all sprites are just part of the saved group. New question, why the hell is it called saved group? Why is it saved? Ah! We have to rename it here, and then we have to go through and we have to find everywhere that it's used here and rename it to... I really don't love the amount of just hard-coded strings there are in Godot and GD script specifically, but it's fine. We will deal with it. Okay, so now it's called sprite objects, which makes more sense. So, okay, oh my god. Is there a way of looking at the children tags? But children type is populated by this. This is so frustrating. Why is it like this? What makes sprite objects? Where in the code? It is main. Of course it's main. And where's this used? Sprite object. Why don't we call it? Renaming this to sprite object scene because it makes a bit more sense to me. Sprite path is this. Okay, sure. What? Okay, that sort of makes sense to me. You know what? That's fair enough. Okay, so we're going to actually split this into two. We're going to take this sprite all list, which I'm actually now going to rename to all sprites because we don't have the other random thing of all sprites. And if the sprite is set to have parent sprite, then we will put it in the sprite still to add to deal with later. Otherwise, and then we'll continue on to the next loop. Otherwise, we will add it to this and we'll add that to the top level sprites. Okay, then for each of the top level sprites, we are going to say hold on, no. 1 second. While sprites still to add. Our size of this list is more than 0. We will basically do this, but not quite. For sprite to add, sprite still to add in, sprites still to add. Oops. If, well, it's not going to be null, but because we've already filtered that out. If top level sprites dot contains dot has, it has this sprite's parent sprite, then we will make a new one for this, and then we will set up with here, and we will at this level. No, actually, I'm going to say while top level sprites dot size is less than the size of all sprites. Now top level sprites doesn't necessarily make sense as a list name, because we need to add, oops. So what this is going to be doing is it goes through all of the sprites. If the sprites don't have a parent, they go into this list. If they do have a parent, they get created, added to the list, and put here. Then, while this list is shorter than the list of all of the sprites, it goes through the remaining ones we haven't added yet. And if the parent is in the top level sprites list, then we create this, and we actually want to do dot moved got sibling index, that's what it's called. What's that called? Set sibling index. I'm sure that's a thing. Wait. To the docs. That is not where I wanted to go. Sibling. Do not have sibling index. Can't do set index. Just get. That's annoying. I could have sworn that set sibling index was a thing. Well, that notwithstanding, to move it, parent dot move child to, I will move the list object child to be at the index of sprite still to add dot parent sprite. Hold on, wait. This is not sprites, this is sprite list objects. Someone just hit the window. Bit disconcerting because I'm on the 3rd floor. Well, it doesn't seem to be there anymore. I'm changing this to a dictionary. And I'm going to do sort of like a map. So this is the actual sprite object. This is the sprite list object. So then I can will now be sprite to sprite list object map. There we go. Okay. So while the sprite list object map size, that size should still work. Less than all sprites. So for each sprite still to add, in sprite still to add. If the map has the parent sprite in it, then we already created a list object for it. Great. Cool, following. And then if we do have this, then we can create the instance and set it up with this new sprite. Then we go to parent.moveChild, go to list objects, so to add parent sprite. Let's go make a new variable here just for readability. We grab the parent index, which is right. Can I do this? Can I not? Get index. Yeah. And then we're going to set it to. We're going to, in the list objects parent in the tree, we're going to set it to the index below this one. So parent index +1. Cool. And then we will add this to the map because we've already made it. So sprite still to add is this new list object. I'm going to rename list object to be like new sprite list object, and here as well. Reorder this to be a bit nicer and match up there. Okay. And then just so it's a little bit faster for added, after we've gone over it once, we're going to clean it up again. We can't do it in the same one because otherwise the list will be changing as we iterate over it, and that will cause all kinds of problems. So for an added sprite in sprite to sprite list added. Now for sprite with sprite list object in sprite to sprite list object map, if sprites still to add has sprite with sprite list object, sprites still to add dot remove. Can I not remove that dot? It's just a regular remove. Bro. Okay. index of found sprite is this. Index of added sprite, I guess, is this. If index of added sprite is not -1, which means it's not there, then we will remove from the list at index of added sprite. Okay, now we'll clean it up a bit, so this should theoretically organize all of it. And then at the end of all of this, objects, we will iterate over the added sprite list objects. Do s.update children, and I guess update indent. Sure. Goodness me. Will this work now, or will it cry? It will cry. Have I done something silly? Yes, sprite.size. Try that again. Sorry, what? So setting the value of indent, how many levels of indent there should be with this update children thing, which is confusing. And then we're moving it by this push value, which is multiplied by the indent value. Then what is this? Huh? I'm so confused. So we moved the label size to be indented according to this value that we've just set up here. Then it grabs a line. Oh, it draws a little like this, like a little right angle. That's fine, but why do we need to do this? Also, where is this coming from? Why do we need to do previous indent? Why are we iterating over this 64 times? What is happening? Previous indent, get parent.get child, get indexed, or indent. Previous indent is less than or equal to the actual amount of indent we want. So it's the thing above this in the tree. Less than the indent. Then we draw a Y line from the Y line is just a value of minus 43 times whatever this I is plus 1. The previous indent is 0, then Y line is just minus 14. Why wouldn't we do that first instead of doing this as one, but whatever. And then break. Otherwise, what? can't we just... Jesus Christ, okay. So I think what that was trying to do is, if you've got one parent with multiple children, is to draw a right-angled line that goes from this object all the way up to its parent list object. But why can't we just... I mean, I guess we can just set up new sprite and parent list object. And I'm going to just... my first consistency should probably be this. Fine, I will put list object parent because the names are clashing. Okay, and then I can just do so this incomprehensible iterating over this 64 times. Which, what are you even doing? If parent list object is null, then minus 14. Oh, look, it already starts out as minus 14. The only thing we need to do is this. Something like this. Okay, I mean, let's see what happens, I guess. We also need to then make sure we are setting this value in setup. Where's setup? Here it is, here's one of them. This one is null. And this one is sprite to sprite list object map. So it goes and gets the parent from this. Indenting is too much. If not this, continue. Otherwise, that was meant to be semicolon and it wasn't, and then it broke. It made it sad. Okay, so if it's not in there, we carry on. Otherwise, we can create this new sprite list object. We set it up with sprite still to add and the parent sprite, and then we move the child to be below the parent. Okay, and then we append that. Okay. That's that sort of thing. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's good. Good, great, fantastic. What are you complaining about? Whoops. You're upset at me. Yes, you are. I have been going on a journey, Sunny. It has truly been an odyssey. I've spent most of the time that you've been away thoroughly confused. And it's just trying to sort of make an indented list of things. But my god. Where was I? I need to be at... Where is it complaining? It is complaining at It's sprite object. Why is it? What? What? Line 180 of sprite object.gd. Did I add this? I don't remember adding this. Did I add this just now? I do not know enough about the Odyssey, I'm afraid. Did I just add this to the wrong class? I think I may have done. Yes, I meant to put it in here. But also... I don't think I need that. I mean, we can do that, I guess. Nodes 0. What is this? What does this mean? What was node 0 in the code before? Wasn't in the code before. Where has this code come from then? What have I done? Was it in here? No. Was it you? Was it you? Alright, I pasted something in the wrong place. Okay, well you can be undone then, I guess. And so can you. Because my god, okay, let's see if it breaks now. It does. I is not declared. What did I change? Oh, this can all go. Okay, that's fine. Did not delete enough of my accidental pasting. Okay, great. So now we're going to edit mode. Well, that doesn't look fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. But I guess it's not awful, but let's have a look and see if I can see what it thinks it should be doing. This line to do is destroying that, I guess. Although, I mean, it's not terrible because these are all top level, so I suppose, yeah, you know, it's fine, it's fine. It's kind of doing the thing I was expecting it to do. That's interesting, actually. I wonder if one of the reasons why it is getting confused is because there's why I'm getting confused because there's a background now on the sprite list object. I didn't mean to add one, but that doesn't mean that I did not accidentally add one. Go here. Line thing. There's a point where it's like trying to resize itself, and now it can't. No, it's I1. What is this? I need to not get distracted by that. That will break me. Okay. Okay, well, I think that's sort of working. The thing is that now, if I grab this and press link, that doesn't work. And I don't know why. Debugger, misc. What was the last thing I clicked on? The last thing I clicked on was edit controls. I see. So edit controls has been set to absorb all of the inputs. That is not what I want. Mouse, pass through the inputs, please. Thank you. Edit. Find a wing. Link to the body. Also didn't work. What did I click on? I still clicked on edit controls. Interesting. What if I do this now? Clicked on the lines, which is edit background canvas layer. Wait, no, I need to be in the scene because that means the lines are the big cross in the background that show the origin. Where is lines? But that's all the way back here. I don't even want these to be clickable. They don't need to be clickable. Ignore. So I will change that in main to make sure I'm not accidentally resetting all of this. Edit controls, ignore, yep, okay. And then have we got main open? I do not. Main. And then it is in here, lines. Ignore. And same for you both, not that you're really clickable, but okay. Edit. Grab a wing, please. Link. What am I clicking on now? Seemingly nothing. Interesting, because I clicked on this. I just clicked on the link button. Interesting. Well, let's just quickly open the user data folder. I don't know if these are going to be readable, but let's just have a look at the Al2.0. That's something else. That's very large save data. Discard this. That's my save data? I'm going to open this with Rider, see if Rider can handle it. That's a large file. Can we format the JSON? Where is it? Reformat file. Just sort it out, please. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, maybe it'll crash. We'll see. Oh, it's doing all of them. That's not what I wanted. Cancel. Please don't tell me that you've edited literally everything. You have. You're the worst. Okay. I will just do this manually. I will figure out the formatting thing in a minute. This is the save file. I think this image data is just the straight up raw serialized file, like image file for each of the sprites in here. But I'm trying to read it to be like, to understand something. I've forgotten now because I tried to format it, like auto format it. But I tried and then it auto formatted all of the files in the project. So now I have to go back through and fix that. Jesus Christ. Really? How many things called image data are there? There are 10. Okay. Offset. Parent ID, sure. But you have the path. So why do you need to store the image data in it? Oh, I'm sad. Okay, well, anyway, what was I trying to actually look at? I've forgotten. Yes, I was trying to look at parent ID. Left wing. Parent ID exists. Okay. This is so frustrating. I'm going to fix this now before I forget. Like that. Don't want all these white space changes, please. That's okay, you can stay. I mean, sure, I guess. You have to stay because you're a scene. I've been editing you, that's fine. I think that's also a scene. What is this? I don't know. That's a new file, so let's go back to the beginning. Reset all of these. So I did not format them. You know what? I'm going to just reset everything that was in this plugin. Yeah, definitely you. I don't think I've changed global, but I'll check. These are all white space changes. Yes, so far. That's not. Okay, so I remember to search for saved after this and change it back. But for now, I am going to just quickly grab these, back. I'm going to just search for that before I forget. Replace with this, yeah, replace. I did not change. Wait. Yeah, you, no. Remove the space before the colon, I don't like that. Change those. I also did not change these. That I did change, okay. Why is 9 patch wrecked its own? God, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't know. I do not want to know where there is a script called 9patchwork and that is a built-in class. Not change any of those. Or that. Or that. Pretty sure. Or that. Definitely haven't changed these. Yeah, this is all just white space change. Oi, oi, oi. So I need to do this sprite, save to sprite objects thing. You, okay. Okay, that's fine. I have actually changed that. This. These I have not changed. Did do that. That I want to keep. Oh, that can stay, sure, I guess. That's a scene, that can stay. Ditto. That can stay. Let me just double check. Remove these white space changes so the history is not as confusing. Good lord. Sometimes the thing I say on stream just makes me feel like I'm becoming a million times more posh than I actually am. But I'm also like, I cannot control what ghosts possess me when I have to deal with things like this. If they're helping me to get over this, these ghosts that possess me can be as posh as they like. Yeah, I'm sorry. My ancestors, my near ancestors would be very ashamed of me. No, we must keep the crime, the number list crimes in its original format. We must preserve it. Yeah, on stream I definitely enunciate final T's on the end of my words way more than I do in just like regular life. Like I said, we must preserve it. And I don't think I would ever say that in normal life. Oh no, not that one. Nah. That one could stay. Not you. Not you. Well, good to know, I guess. I just become real posh whenever I have to deal with something I don't like. Okay. Wielding classism to my advantage, I guess, maybe. Becoming more posh so as to be less intimidated, or to be more intimidating. One of them, perhaps. Does that only happen when I'm addressing something I dislike, or does it happen when I'm addressing someone I dislike? If so, I need to be careful. Oh, I see. That does make sense. Yep, this is all stuff I've basically completely rewritten. Yep, that's all changed. Yeah, that's all changed. That's a scene. And that's a new file, okay. Okay, I think I've undone the horrible, stupid formatting thing. Is it gonna yell at me? Maybe. It has an intended block after classic declaration. What are you talking about? Can I press play? Will it yell at me? What? Did it save the changes I'd made to this? It did. Wow. Oops. Oh, it's because I accidentally deleted the speech marks there. Or, no, I moved them to the previous line. Okay. That's easily resolved. On to the next time there's an indent, which there isn't one. Great, I'll just save that and then let's refresh this and try again. Okay. Cool. Well, it seems to be working-ish. Except for the fact that the parenting thing is not working, which is interesting. So I know that this wing here has a parent ID of this. What is this? It is, I think, just the oh my god. Just the body, okay, yeah. So why is it not working? I enjoy that halfway down. This just screams for a bit. I can relate. Is there a bird directly above my window? It's making a lot of noise, so hope that's not coming through. Alright, have a good time. Good luck with beating stupid plant. Are you still on the same boss as last time? If so, wow. Good luck. Oh no. Well, I hope you beat it this time. You're good at hard games, unlike me, so I'm sure you will be fine. Good luck. My next stream is Tuesday evening, so I don't have to WhatsApp you again. My stream schedule should actually be accurate now, so I will probably stop sending you WhatsApps every single time, if you want me to. I can still send them if you like, it's up to you. Just don't want to annoy you. So this parent sprite set. I guess it's set there, but it should be set somewhere else when I'm initially setting them up. Here, I guess. Why are there random 0.1 second timeouts? What is this? I'm sad. Okay. So I think I need a breakpoint into this because this is confusing the hell out of me. So I want to find where parent sprite is set. It is set here in sprite objects on ready. And then, if I'm understanding correctly, where is it? Let me just breakpoint there, because I feel like when I'm doing this, none of the sprites have a parent. I feel like then they would be drawing differently. That might be true. It might also be true that my code is broken. We shall see. Okay. So which sprite is this? Sprite. No, yeah, sprite dot pass. Something that can evaluate? Apparently not. So if I just use sprite. Where are my evaluations? That makes me sad. Reload the game, maybe I broke it. Weird. Okay, well, what is this? Can I do an evaluator now? Image.path. Image. No, it's supposed to. No, the image is there. Let's do that for a sec. Maybe it will be a bit more helpful. Press play, just carry on for a sec. Okay, what have we printed out? Nothing. Okay. Well, that's astonishingly unhelpful. Oh, path is just a thing. Okay, well, why didn't you just say that? Where was the thing that I just did? There we are. Let's try that again. So this is definitely hitting before any of these get set up. This is fine, this is just the body of one. And then is that a breakpoint? I can't tell. So this one is the beak. And the parent ID is a thing, it is this. Okay. I see. so the only time that we hit this initial breakpoint, which is when we're setting up the sprite list, is before any of the sprites have actually got their parent sprite set up. Why is update data being called so early then? Maybe this is why there was a random 0.15 wait in here somewhere. This is coming from here, which is... what is this? Great question. Load dialog file selected. I did not select the load dialog file. This is coming from, oops, ready. Okay, so it just uses on load dialog file selected to load the default, to load the last thing that you're using. Alright, fair enough. So am I correct that this did in fact have a weight in it somewhere random? Oh, not you. You. You lurking, Sonny, or are you there? Oh, no. Are you lurking and there? Or have you stepped away from the stream? Because I will show you one of the parts of the Odyssey I went on, because I'm looking at the diff. Yes. So I've just this is one of the Odysseys that I went on while you were away from the stream. So this is updating the indent. So there's a list of sprites that it's just a list. It should just be a list. And then you can parent sprites to other sprites, so they want them to be... this code should make it so that the children underneath the sprites are indented. Tell me why there's a point where we're just iterating over 1 to 64 or 0 to 63. I just removed that whole thing. I think this is it checking for, like, I think it gets its current index and then it goes up one level. Like it gets the previous item in the previous indexed item under its parent, and then it checks its index level to see if it's the same or not, and if it's not, or if it's more indented, then it carries on until it finds the parent, instead of just passing the parent in to begin with. I don't know why it checks it for 64 times. That's a mystery. This took me so long to understand. What? This makes no sense and is so confusing for no reason. For no reason. My brain is breaking. What is this music? It is a glimpse of the other world wizard's theme from Stardew Valley. Hello! Max! Sunny is in the chat. Abby has gone. She's going to go and try and fight a very hard boss in her game. Are you still at the pub, or have you come home? Now I'm encountering a different problem where this random 0.1 second timeout is meaning that this object doesn't have a parent assigned, which is annoying by the time we need to have the parent assigned. Why does if I just delete it? Oh, man, I hate this. I just saw your WhatsApp to Max, and I am astonished. I did not think that couple would ever break up. I am amazed. What? I want to hear details about your conversation once you come in. If you are outside the flat, by the way, you can come in. Don't worry. I guess let's just try this, see what happens. That's the bracket is in the wrong place. Try that again. You. What? This is very confusing. Hey, my new chat emoji is working. It's just been approved. I need to like re-follow myself? What's going on? I'll refresh my page, see if that helps. This is so silly. What a badge, this is broadcaster. That makes me sound like I'm off the BBC. I already sound like I'm off the BBC, who am I kidding? Okay, so what am I doing wrong? Did format this file to remove all the spaces from the places I like them to be. That's annoying. Hello, you came back just to use the new emote, hey? Oh, I see. That's very appropriate emote then. I do enjoy it. It's so unnecessarily creepy. It's great. I'm very glad I took that little detour to add an emote. That was a good idea for one. Let me know if you have any other good ideas for emotes. Okay, so what is happening here? Why is this yelling at me? Valid access to property or key. How can I possibly be using that? Oh, because that is the wrong thing. Extra S, that was my problem. Sprite still to add in sprite still to add. What do you mean? Oh, I think I know what I mean. I mean this. Okay, so the square bracket was in the wrong place. Oh, all I said was that if you have any good emojis, emote ideas, let me know, because that was a fun thing to take a break to do. Many errors. Child is not a child of this node. Okay, well it should be. Can I make it one? It's like this. Wait instance. Will be placed. When is it placed? Internet, come to me. Yeah, that would be actually very helpful, because I agree it's quite more line work. But also I think that, like, the ones that we have currently are pretty good, so no rush. Place. Okay. Well, it's created, so then what the heck? Oh, let's just give this a go. Okay. Why are you not working? I will do a little bit of digging into this, and then I will probably need to wrap up for the evening, I'm afraid. Just because I think my brain is reaching capacity, and also I need to have dinner. Oh, that's what I am doing wrong. I have rubbered up to myself by adding that log. Not fully, we're not quite there yet. What is this? Let me just... Second one. What is this label meant to be saying? Nothing, apparently. Okay, that's the eyes though. Right, okay. The hair, that's the hair lines, that is the hair. So why you're not working? You know what? This may be something that I solve off stream, because I can imagine this is enormously scrolling content. I know that this is all the content that my streams are, it's just me solving confusing things. But still, I may solve it stream, or if not, I will solve it next stream, which will be Tuesday evening. So I'm going to wrap up and go and eat and things, and Max is going to be home soon, so I will be done before then. This has been a fun stream. Thanks for joining for your first stream, Sunny. This was very enjoyable. Hope you come out to some other ones. yeah. For the sake of the VOD, if you've gotten this far, please like, subscribe, comment, you know, all the good stuff. I'm sure that you're more than aware. Thank you for watching, if you did get this far. And come and drop me a follow on Twitch, etc. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.